The main challenge of taking care of a site like Fort Rice is we're dealing with basically the remnants of a site. It's a very remote location, as are many of our archaeological sites, and because of that, we have nothing but the Great Plains around us. And one of the biggest problems we have at these sites are rodents. Prairie dogs, pocket gophers, they create large cavities which make it hard to walk and maneuver across the site safely. In order to control that, we try and reduce the population of the rodents to a manageable level. Well, a big challenge like we're facing now is wind. When you're dealing with maybe even drought or you're dealing with rodents at the sites, what happens is you come up with bare areas and the wind blows the dirt away and that creates an erosion. So when we come to a site like this, we'll mow today. When we get done mowing, we'll go through, we'll address the rodent problem that we have. We'll turn a lot of soil. We try and get everything done with each visit. And then we'll come back here in about 10 to 14 days.
Hi, Editor Adam here. If you ever happen to be out at one of our beautiful state historic sites and you're curious about what these wires are attached to our informational signs, well, they're actually a form of bird defense mechanism, if you will. They allow birds to rest around the site without leaving such a mess on our signs. Therefore, we don't have to clean them as much, and you have a much easier time reading them.
When I took over the site in 2017, the entire eastern half of the site had been seeded. And when I say seeded, C-E-D-E-D, seeded to the rodents. We stopped maintaining the site. At the time, we were dealing with mounds that were 2 to 3 feet tall that were created by the prairie dogs. You couldn't really drive your mower over them. They were unsightly for the visitors at the site. So what we did was we went through and we manually knocked all the holes down. Over the last 8 years, we've brought the population from overgrown to well managed. And as we see around the site, the CCC, they built markers that kind of encompass where the foundations to these buildings once were. But over time, heat, erosion, the rodents that have burrowed underneath there have caused a lot of damage. So bringing this site back to, say, where it was maybe 50, 60 years ago, it's gonna be quite an uptaking to do so. My hope is to eventually bring a blockhouse back, add a boardwalk across the parade deck, and bring those 2 cannons back and try and make this site more of a destination than a stop along the way. That's what I'm trying to do with all my sites, is just leave them better than what I found them. Fern used to say, it doesn't need to be a golf course, Paul. But it looks so much nicer when it looks like a golf course. And you'll see the grass is a little bit long now, but when we leave here 3 hours from now, it's gonna look like a golf course.